Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna give a few minutes. Or a few seconds, I'm sorry. Okay, so as you can see the title, today I'm gonna be talking about Miss Latrina Jones. You know how let me go back. Latrina and I are first cousins. We're 6 months apart. We are siblings children. We were raised as sisters, and Latrina and I are part of a three-pack that um, are called Three the Hard Way. We are sister cousins, and we've been sister cousins our whole life. I don't choose to mention the other person's name, but those of you guys who know us know who I'm talking about. Um, because Trina and I grew up together, for a lot of the time we were all each other had. And even to this day, even up until this event, um, I thought she was all that I had. She was like my Aunt Daisy. She was somebody that I told everything to. She knows where all my bodies are buried. She knows all the deeds I done did. She knows everything. A lot of people would say she would be the voice of reason and I would be the voice of action. And that's how we were raised. I have a closer bond, or I had a closer bond with Latrina than I did with my own sisters. And I loved her with every ounce of my being. She and Daisy were the only two individuals who knew the gravity of everything. My health, um, what I was going through with my mom, what I was going through in this situation, what her mother and her mother's siblings was going through with regards to that land, and all the damage that her mother and her siblings caused to the very name of my grandmother. And I told Trina everything. Everything. Every time I was in the hospital, she knew. She knew it. Every time I went to the doctor, everything. So I'm sure you can hear this one is going to be hard, but it still needs to be said. This is going to be very hard for me. And I'm not going to be on here long because, as you can see, I got orders to make. Um, I got about 5 clack fans to make and cups and all kind of stuff. So I just got finished with my graduation season, and now I'm going into my Juneteenth season. So yeah, I got cups to make. Um, so I'm gonna be really quick. Sorry about that. Heat press going off. Sorry about that. But what I'm gonna do first, this is my stat for Latrina. If y'all can see this. I also have my screen up ready to start sharing some stuff. But what I'm gonna do to make this kind of quick, the statement, my impact statement, and my statement with regards to the event that Latrina's lawyer refused to give me an opportunity to read because he was blocking everything and all of my evidence. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna show you the documentation that I have. I'll just put it up on the screen so you can see it, but then I will upload it to her this particular video. First things first, I did want I'm sorry. I do want to let you guys see the other video that that I was trying to find the other day, and I couldn't find it. So, girl, um, yeah. So I wanted to let y'all see the video, uh, the one that I was trying to show y'all before, and get you guys' insight or let you guys know what it was about, if I can find a way to share my screen again, which I just had it up. Okay, well, while I'm doing that, I'll show the video to you guys before I get off. So I'm just going to read this statement, and then I'll show you guys the documents that I have. So this is Latrina Jones's application that she filed against me. That's the date that she filed it. If you notice, she filed this right after the assault. Okay? So she filed one against me, and she filed one against my daughter. Now, keep in mind, these two statements, as you can see, all she did was take the same page and just cross my name out, or she just put my daughter's name underneath there like that. But, yeah, she did one for me and a 16-year-old child. So she made sure she filed that against us. As I go through the evidence, keep in mind, Latrina Jones does not live on the property. Latrina Jones was not present the date of the situation, date of the event. Latrina Jones' mother lives on the property, but not Latrina Jones. As I go through the evidence, I want you to really take a look at what I'm about to show you. Because of my relationship with Trina, I literally was on the phone with Trina probably almost every other day or every day with regards to something happening on that property and the stress and the anxiety that it was causing me. So yeah, I'm going to read this real quick, and I'm going to go line by line on her thing, on her application towards me. So in line item 8E on her page, she says, on line 8E, she says, I'm going to put it down so you won't see her. There we go. She stated that the respondent has expressed violent, not violence, violent, attempt to harm me and all my family members. That's what she stated on here. Okay. To which was a false statement, because she has a son that's the same age as my son, and he would come to my house quite often. You know, and he considers me his auntie because we're sister cousins. And as a matter of fact, I had went over to her house October the 15th, which was the last time I came to her. The last time I was at her house was October the 15th. I went over there to finalize my trip information. I went over there to pay my final bill for the cruise, to pay my airline ticket, and we were just over there having a drink with her sister-in-law. And out of respect for her sister-in-law, I'm not going to say her name, but we were all over there, and we were just kind of drinking and having fun in her office. Her son came down, asked his mom for something. We was laughing and joking about it. He was like, hey, auntie, gave us a hug and everything. Then her husband came in. We spoke to him. He had to get something out the office. And so we were all just chilling. And I stayed over there probably for about an hour talking about everything, you know, getting everything finalized for the cruise. No issues, no fussing, no arguing with anybody. So Another option, another situation is I actually was the one that was being a child provider for her grandson. Okay. That particular day that I went over there, that particular day, they were actually leaving the house. They were actually leaving the house. And he saw me and reached out for me to get him, to hold him. And Latrina wouldn't let him go because she grandma. I understand it. But I said all of that to say she's sitting there saying that I caused all these problems and I made all these threats to her entire family. Yet if I was threatening to anybody, why would I be at her house? Why would both her children and her grandchild end up not being afraid in my presence, I should say? So that was a false statement. Number 2, line item 2 of her declaration, she states in November, the respondent states the entire family is dead. She stated this in court. Now, these are all my text messages to her. As you can see, that's her name. And these are all my many text messages that I sent her, including videos. The text message that she is referring to in November was actually dated October 21st. Okay? And she said that I stated that the entire family was dead. What I actually said was, I don't know if you can see it. This family is truly dead to me. When I walk away, I will no longer have anything to do with any of y'all. When they kill me, my death will be on all y'all's hands. So, does that sound like I'm threatening somebody? Does it sound like she necessarily told the truth? She didn't. And I'm going to show it to you. Now, also, when she filed her restraining order against me and my daughter, she put every single body, including her sister-in-laws and cousins-in-laws and the whole damn laundry list of people. I posed that much of a threat to all of them. Yet, half of the people on this page, I would do their taxes for them every year. This was the first year I didn't. But I'm a threat. Okay. So, the next thing, again, I stated all of y'all are dead to me. She lied again. That lets you know that was yet another lie that she told as she stood in court, stating that she swear under penalty of perjury that she's going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Keep in mind, everything that she stated in court, she did not present one single solitary piece of evidence. Therefore, everything was hearsay. We're going to go back to that. We're going to come back to that. So, next. She stated, let me make sure. She stated in her paperwork in the past, she stated to me, she will get even with everyone. This was yet another lie to justify her fraudulent statements. Again, she failed to tell the truth. Now keep in mind, karma goes both ways. And all of you will get what you deserve. That's what I stated to her. I also stated, remember, you reap what you sow goes both ways, and you will pay, if not in this life, then the next. Just so you'll see that that's exactly what I stated to her. I'm going to upload them, but here they go right here. It's on this page. I don't know if you can see it or not. So, yeah, we're going to get into all the rest of this. Latrina Jones, I actually called Latrina several times when this was happening. And I would send her text message letting her know, because I know that she works from home. I would send her text messages whenever something was going on. I would ask her, please call me. Please let me know. Please tell me something. I need to know what's going on. I need you to know what's going on. She had every opportunity to talk to her mother. She had every opportunity to talk to any and everybody with regards to this situation. She was told on countless times what was going on at the house. But what Latrina told me, she would not go against her mother. By saying that, that let me know that she was going to side with her mama even when her mama was wrong. And that's exactly what she did. But as I showed you guys the video yesterday, you clearly see her mother was standing in the middle in a defensive stance, ready for a fight. And I kept telling Latrina that that's what her mother was doing, but she would never do anything. So then the date that this all came to pass and it blew up, Latrina decided she was going to go the next day and file a protective order against me and my daughter. She then proceeded to go online and pretended to be me, and canceled my cruise. She canceled me and my daughter off of the cruise. She moved my son to another room. I later found out it was actually in the room with her mother and her aunt, Hazel Darby. Keep in mind, Latrina Jones didn't pay for my cruise. I paid for my own cruise. She didn't pay for anything for me. So why would she have the right? This is the date that I purchased my cruise. These are me and my kids on here. In addition to that, this was the date that I paid for like all the excursions and the Wi-Fi package and all of that kind of stuff. As you can see, it's not her credit card, it's my credit card on here. Okay? This is how I found out that Latrina had actually canceled my cruise for myself and for my daughter. I got an email from Carnival. And I was like, huh? No, correction. I got an email from American Airlines first. And it said something to the effect of canceling my airline tickets. And I'm like, huh? Then I got the email from Carnival. Trina did not know, because you know how you had that family member that plans all of the trips, all of the cruises, and everybody just trusts this person to handle it. You know, most of the time we just give our credit card and whatever you're going to do, just go on and plan it, put it into play. I had done that for our cruise the past December when we got on the Jubilee. I did not expressly give her permission to go in and make these type of changes to my account without my permission. But Latrina felt that since she was Latrina Jones and nobody can tell her nothing, she felt the need to go online and, I guess, pretend to be me or whatever she did. But she didn't realize that I had changed my email. So all of my information would come to me. This shows that she actually canceled my trip. But she didn't cancel all three of us. She only canceled me and my daughter. I got assessed penalties. I lost my deposit. Then she backdoored it. This is the money that she took from me by pretending, falsifying stuff, and going in. Now keep in mind, I not once told her that she could do this at all. But she took it upon herself to do it. Then, here is the time and date that she went in to American Airlines, canceled me and my daughter off of our flight. This is the date and time that they were canceled. And then she proceeded to go in and move my son into my seat. I got this directly from American Airlines. American Airlines told me that someone called in, pretending to be us, and canceled my cruise. That's the date and the time. But she only canceled me and my daughter, and then took it upon herself to move my son out of my room. Another thing. I was getting ready to graduate from college. I was supposed to graduate the Friday before we got on the ship. My daughter had just celebrated her Sweet 16. We already had her dress ready and everything because we wanted to do her Sweet 16 pictures on the cruise. And we were going to have all the family there to, just help her celebrate since she didn't celebrate it for her actual birthday. So, yeah, all of that was done. We paid for shirts. Never got my money back, and never got shirts either. But I paid for them. We had friends going with us. One of Nevaeh's friends that she met on the Jubilee cruise was going to go with her because he was going to serve as her escort in her pictures. I had a suit ready for CJ and I had a suit ready for him. And his mama was just going to hang out with me just because I wanted to hang out. She sent them a text message telling them that she didn't feel comfortable with them even going on the cruise. And had them canceled off the cruise. They didn't have nothing to do with nothing. But this is the kind of person that she is. And it was wrong. It was wrong for her to do that. We get in court. Now, this is about all I'm gonna say about her, but I do want to let you know this. I asked everybody in my family to intervene. The matriarch of our family, the only thing that he was upset about was the fact that I got white folks in family business. Well, you're the matriarch of the family. If I come to you, and it don't take a rocket scientist, because everybody that knows know what's going on over there on their property and the fighting that was done. The only reason why it's evidence that y'all gonna get y'all land back is because I exposed everything. You're welcome. Because we'll talk about that more when I start talking about Patricia Mills. And I start showing you that dirt. So yeah, you're welcome. Why you trying to hate on me? Now again, I was going to publish all of this and, get my script ready and all that kind of stuff. But no. All of y'all who know me, that's not who I am. I'm going to give it to you raw, uncut. If I mess up, if I say the wrong thing, oh well. Latrina Jones stood in that court, swore under penalty of perjury that she would tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and then she proceeded to lie. Here's the thing. Latrina Jones's attorney, or the attorney that decided to represent all of them, is the attorney that Latrina Jones has on speed dial and in her pocket whenever she needs him. And he gonna make sure he do whatever Latrina Jones wants. There has been plenty of times that I could expose, but I choose not to. But just know, he is the lawyer, and I'm going to discuss him in the last one on all the people that contributed to all of these falsified documents and all of these lies that they told. Now, last thing I'm going to say about this situation. Latrina, her restraining order was granted. Her restraining order was granted against me and my daughter. And our restraining order against her for the damages that she's caused was denied because of her attorney. Latrina never had to present anything in court. Everything that came out of her mouth was a lie or hearsay. And now my 16-year-old daughter has a record under her name for action that she never even committed against Latrina Jones. And that's sad. Latrina Jones was not at the house. Latrina Jones does not live on the property. Latrina Jones was not there the day of the event. Latrina Jones had not been touched by me or my daughter at all. But Latrina Jones knew every single thing that was going on that property. And I will be uploading all of this stuff, so you guys can see. Every video, your mother is out here lying to the police, and she did nothing. Her complacency and her loyalty to her mama, but these are Christians though. She has an official role at the church. Latrina Jones then further decided to take it upon herself to get me and my daughter kicked out of our church. It's the only church I've ever known and loved. I was born and raised there. My daughter was born and raised in that church. I worked in the media ministry. I've worked in the kitchen ministry. I've even done all kinds of Lady Day programs and stuff for my mother, Joyce Alexander. I wasn't even on her committee, and I did that. My loyalty lied with that church. My daughter loved the teen ministry. She lived to be a part of the teen ministry. And she often interacted with her counselors both inside the church and outside the church. And they love her. And she loves them. And you took that away from my child. You took her journey with God away from her. And why? The sad part is, I had already gone to the church. I had contacted the minister's wife, who happens to be our cousin, and Latrina Jones's godmother. When I contacted her to let her know what was going on, because she knows what's going on with the family, she's part of the family, I asked her for a meeting. I begged them to intervene, just like I begged the matriarch of our family and all the other siblings. I begged them to intervene. I was told by the minister's wife They were not going to intervene. They wasn't going to have anything to do with it because this was family business. You are family. And y'all are supposed to be my church council. If I can't go to y'all and ask for help, not even so much as to pray for me or pray with me. However, Latrina Jones made sure she called her godmother and told her godmother some lies. And the next thing I know, I was getting a phone call from the deacon stating that me and my daughter was no longer allowed on the property. And if we showed up on property of the church, that we will be arrested for trespassing. Too much is going on in this world now. And you had a teenager. That church talks about winning teenagers, bringing teenagers back to the church, and this, that, and the third. And they have a wonderful teen ministry. A wonderful teen ministry. And they do great things with their teen ministry. But you took my daughter's walk with Christ away from her. And for what? For what? My daughter never said a word to you anytime she came to that church. My daughter never said anything to none of y'all. But it's funny how I went to the church and I asked the church for help and I was told no. Latrina Jones calls her godmother and the deacons in the church because, you know, she's one of the receptionists that handle all of the year-end stuff. So she has her role at the church too. And I don't know if it was her and her husband or it was just her who went to them. All I know is we cannot step foot in that church. I have made several calls to the church to ask them for a meeting with my minister, the person who baptized my daughter, and I have yet to get a response. I was told that I would get one. It's been, the most recent time has been days, probably about 3 days. And I still have not gotten that meeting. So I said all of that to say, she did a application of a protective order against me under false pretenses. She lied. And then she tried to cover up her lies by committing fraud. She defamed my daughter and I's name. She committed slander against me and my daughter. And at that point, she became a bully. Just like her mother and her siblings. I trusted you. I trusted her. And I loved her with every ounce of my soul. She knew what was going on. She knew the stress that it caused me. She knows about all my medical issues. She knew that there were cameras that saw everything. And she stood silently by and did nothing. But the one thing that I told her would come to fruition, and it did. Somebody got hurt. Somebody almost died. And somebody went to jail. And her complacency played a role in it. So now the restraining order that she has against us, which I am in the process of appealing, does not expire until December 2026. And the restraining order not only goes for her, the restraining order goes for every single body she put on her restraining order papers, thanks to her attorney. And these people weren't even there. She wasn't even there. I never put a hand on her. In court, she stated that I called her a bitch. That was the threat. I called her a bitch. I stand by that statement. She's still a bitch. Never in my wildest imagination would I have thought that she, of all people, who was supposed to stand on the side of right, both morally, physically, and spiritually, she knew what her mama was doing. She knew what my mama was doing. She knew what her aunts and uncles was doing. And she sat by complacent. She did nothing. My relationship with my cousin meant the world to me. From the moment we was born, I knew she had my back. When I didn't feel anybody else loved me, those two individuals, Daisy and Katrina, they meant everything. I told them everything. And these two individuals stood complacent and lied in court against me. And because of their lies and their complacency, her mother and her siblings almost killed me. You think any of them knew? They don't care. They didn't care that I was in the hospital for 7 weeks. They didn't care that I almost died. To ensure that we did not get on that ship. Her mother, Daisy Lane, and Joyce Alexander came over the night before we were supposed to get on the ship with the police and had me forcibly removed from the house. I could only take what I could put in my car. And why? Why? You guys saw the videos. I'm going to upload all of the messages and all of the pictures and everything. There should be no protective order. We didn't do anything to her. Now you ruined my child's name. And why? Because she wanted to be loyal to her mother. None of them individuals that filed any of this stuff against us knew of her lawyer. Well, we knew of him because we knew what he did for other members of her family. People who have been clearly guilty of what they were doing, and everybody knew. But of course, this lawyer got everybody off, just like he did now. The same lawyer that told me if I did not take, I'm paraphrasing, if I did not take what they were offering me, he was going to tear my ass up in court. But here's the thing. You shouldn't have to pay to tell the truth. And my truth has never changed. My truth, everything that happened to me, has never faltered. It has never changed. But you will see on the last one when I start talking about what the court system and the police department and their attorney did, and I start entering that evidence as well. Keep in mind, all of the evidence that I'm showing you guys now, their attorney made sure that the court never saw the light of any of this evidence while they were sitting there saying, and I'm going to show you the video, which was the only piece of evidence that they had. And they would not have had that if Joyce Alexander had not have coerced my autistic son into giving it to her. We're going to talk more about that when I go into her case. This is going to get, if it ain't by now already, crazy. If anybody out there know Tyler Perry, let them know I got a story for him. This needs to be a movie. Because this is ridiculous. The very nature of my grandmother and all that she stood for has been tarnished. The land, the house, all of it. When she died, all of their true colors came out. All of it. They went from throwing water bottles in each other's faces and fighting and yelling and cussing at each other to now all of them gonna get together to go against me. And the only reason why they went against me is because the lies and all the mess they was doing in the dark came to light, and it cost them money. This is all about money. All about money. So they did this against me for money. But you know what? If you got to pay a big time lawyer to get you off, that says something about you. I shouldn't have to pay money to tell the truth. Especially when I got documents to show. So, yeah, that's it. That's the nature of it. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is right? What would you have done in my situation? When I say equal justice under the law, it's not for everybody. It's only for those who can pay for it, obviously. In court, they stated that I ran up on Lawrence Darby. I had him pinned against the wall, knocking all of the wind out of his breath, injuring him where he had to get on his inhaler. We're going to go into that more when I talk about Lawrence. But you guys saw the video. Does it look like I had him pinned up anywhere? Keep in mind also, he went to jail that night. Not me and my daughter. But we'll discuss that more. Now, somebody asked me about the video yesterday when I posted the bite marks that Patricia Mills caused us to endure. And I stated in the picture that the marks are still there. As you can see, the bite marks are still on my arm to this day. The bite marks are still on my daughter's forehead to this day. I challenge her to raise her arm and let me see hers, because she told the court that my daughter bit her on her arm, and my daughter hit her on her knuckle with the same crowbar that they branded coming in. And that's how she was able, between that, the attorney, and the lies that they told, that both her and her mother was able to get 3-year protective orders against us. 2-year protective orders against us. They don't expire to December of 2026. Family and friends, keep in mind, these are leaders of the church. They told many of y'all that I was the problem. They told all of y'all that I did all of these things wrong. But you know what? Think about your children. Think about y'all's parents. I cannot for the life of me understand how a mother could hate their child that much that they would want to see them fail and potentially dead, and take their kids away with their lies, bleeding your negativity and the hate that you give and y'all send out to yet another generation. And for what? Why? I still don't know why. But I do know this. What they meant for bad, trying to kill me, guess what? I'm still here. And everything that y'all stole from me, all of my doll kits, everybody knows I make reborn dolls. I'm the only one that does it. $500 worth of doll kits and paint and hair and clothing and all of that for my dolls, gone. Exercise equipment, gone. Desks and chairs and TVs and projectors. Well, I know where my projectors are. Lawrence, the crackhead, stole my projectors and probably pawned them and smoked them up. So if he was out of breath, you know what? I'm going to discuss that when I talk about him. But if he was out of breath, that's because his old ass started the morning with the crack pipe and a 40 ounce. And he proceeds to do that all day long. Don't believe me? Hang tight. I'm going to show you the videos. I'm going to show you the videos of all the many crack pipes that he made just sitting around on his table any given day when you walk in there. If he got the wind knocked out of him or he wasn't able to breathe, that's because his old crackhead ass has been diagnosed with COPD. If you got COPD, stop fucking smoking. Leave the crack alone. Then maybe you can breathe better. But don't try to blame that on me. We're going to talk about this some more. As you can see, I'm feeling some kind of way. So, again, I said what I said. I stand by what I said. And I have all the evidence and the documents to prove what I say. Stay tuned for part 3. Part 3 is going to be Patricia Mills. Thank you for watching this video. Please share it with any and everybody. So if it's somebody that's going through what I'm going through, then guess what? They'll know that they're not alone. They tried to kill me, and I'm still here. Still doing what I do best. So now I'm going to go because I got 5 clack fans to make. Oh, by the way, wherever y'all buy y'all clack fans for, y'all boots on the grounds from, please make sure y'all kiss and hug the people who make y'all clack fans, whether it's me or whether it's anybody else. Because if y'all don't know what we have to go through to measure these clack fans and print out the templates and all of this stuff, do y'all understand how hard it is to measure this stuff and get it on this cup with no air holes? Y'all better thank them people, because we put in some work for y'all to get these things. So yeah, I'm done with graduation and now I'm doing Juneteenth stuff. So yeah, I gotta get back to work because I got bags and stuff to supplement, and fans and lanyards for a friend of mine that's going on a cruise, and I have to do all of her SOS stuff. So that's on a lighter story. SOS, sneak on ship. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I got shampoo bottles to make and tampons to fill and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just get to work. I love shit. See this little thing? And she doing all that. Hush. Anywho, thank everybody for the text messages, the calls, the direct messages, all of that I've been shown these last couple of days. Again, I'm not doing this for deceit. I'm doing this because we did not get justice in the court of law. Therefore, I'm going to expose the injustice in the court of social media. These people should not be allowed to have leadership roles in the church. Because you sitting at church, all high and mighty, like you just miss God's gift to everything. The preacher with the soft peppermint candies and the old lady with the soft peppermint candies and the fan in they purses and pockets. All of them sitting on their row doing ladies' day programs and everything on Sundays, when Monday through Saturday you doing this. Can we say hypocrisy? Yes, I call myself a Christian, but I'm flawed. I cuss, yeah, more than I should. I believe in having me a glass of wine, yes. I make edibles. I'm sorry. I gotta pay my bills. So yes, I do edibles. I make edibles. Correction, I make edibles to sell. I am who I am, flawed or not. I don't portray to be something that I'm not. And my journey with Christ is the same as everybody else's. I don't always do the straight and narrow. But in this situation, I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to other family members. I went to the matriarch of our family. I went to the judicial system. And I went to my church. And I begged for help. And nobody would help us. But now everybody want to lie. You guys know who you are. And this is what your complacency caused. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your prayer. Exposure is powerful. Please share this with somebody. Thank you.